Hello there, this is Postdoc Chronicles week number 70. And before you go on to the Postdoc Chronicles, I'm featuring right here the Atlas Prime Access pack for the game Warframe by Digital Extreme. So basically, Atlas Prime is the One Punch Man Warframe of Digital Extremes. This is like their most recent Prime version of a Warframe. So basically, if you're familiar with the game Warframe, Warframes are like, the frames, the machines that you use to do your mission and to fight stuff. And then there are different variants of them. So in game, there are like around 40 something Warframes, and every Warframe there's like a prime version, like a premium version. So although you can farm all these things in game, okay, so if you don't want that, if you don't want to farm it, then you actually have the opportunity to purchase that pack instantly, so that you have the prime version of the Warframe right away. And so every each time, not all Warframe has a prime variant, so after a few months they release a new prime variant. That's how you support the developers. So you get the prime version. So currently it's Atlas Prime, and the nice thing is this is actually extremely expensive. So Warframe in itself is a free game, but it's a very good game, very well polished game with tons and tons of content. You can't help yourself but support the developers Digital Extremes. And actually that's what I did. Like, I was able to support them around I believe $40 when I bought the Volt Prime way back when it was released, I think in June or July, around those months. So I've been playing before that, okay, and I did not pay anything. It's basically a free game. But then I told myself, this is a very good game, I need to support the developers. So I did that. But then eventually they actually have this weekly streams called they play, not just like some random gamers on the internet, but the people themselves from the Digital Extremes studio. They play, and then they stream this on Twitch and on Mixer. And then if you watch the stream, then you have a chance to win, some prizes. And some of these prizes range from the in-game currency, which is called platinum. So you have a starting platinum of 50, but then eventually it runs out. So you have two choices: either you buy platinum with real money, okay, or the nice thing is, Digital Extremes gave you an option to, instead of buying platinum with real money, you can actually trade some in-game items that you farmed yourself, okay, to other players for platinum. So technically, you don't have to spend anything on this game. And in fact, players only spend something because they feel like they felt the need, to support the devs, because it's really a very good game. And that's how, the devs pay themselves. That's how they keep the electricity on, basically. But anyway, going to Atlas Prime Access. So like I mentioned, they have us weekly streams, and they do raffles. This is like the highest tier price. So if you buy this, so when the Atlas Prime Access hits the stores, if you buy all of its contents, it will actually cost you around 130 US dollars. So there's like $80 for the Atlas pack itself, and then $50 if you want to farm the Warframe itself, but you just want the accessories, because these are things that you really can't get in game, but they don't affect the gameplay. They are just cosmetics, basically. So you can't train this thing, you cannot trade them, you can't get them from other players, you have to buy them. So if you want that, then you spend a 50 and then 80 for the whole Warframe set if you don't want to farm them. So all in all, that's like $130. Of course, I don't want to spend my money on that. That's a lot of money for an in-game item. But the nice thing is, 2 days ago, last Wednesday, I was watching Warframe, and then I watch it every time. Like, what I do is, every time I do my work, in my postdoc, every time they do a stream, they have like around 1 hour of stream, like sometimes 3 times, sometimes 2 times a week. So what I do is, when I'm working, I in MacBook Pro, you can do split screen, so I split the screen, I do my work on one half of the screen, and then while listening or watching the stream on the other half of the screen. So I've been doing that for the past few months, and I've always wanted to win the raffle. But very fortunately, last Wednesday, I won the raffle. Not just the low tier prices like 400 platinum and stuff, but the top tier Atlas Prime Access itself, which is worth $130. So it contains the newest Atlas Prime, so I don't have to farm it anymore. His weapons, his companions, his accessories, and on top of that, 3,990 platinum. So it's like enough platinum that could last me, until I get bored with this game, basically. But so, that's like a lot of platinum. Like for example, when you say 500 platinum in game, that's like, oh, that's a lot of platinum. But imagine having 3,990. So it's very cool. So the sad thing is, so when I won, I wanted to share it with my playmates, because I have buddies from the Philippines, and also in fact we have a new friend from Kuwait. He's like an OFW from Kuwait, which we met playing this game. So we play like online, and then there's like voice chat, so you can talk to each other while playing. So I wanted to share my blessings, sort of. So I want to like share platinums with them. But the sad thing is, you can't actually share gifted platinum to other people. The only platinum that you can share are those that you traded, or those that you bought with real money. So I don't know. That's maybe how Warframe wants to preserve the in-game economy. But anyway, yeah, that's that, and I'm very happy that I won that prize. But anyway, let's go to Postdoc Chronicles. So tomorrow is actually my flight going to Switzerland, going to CERN for the induction week next week, and I was able to obtain my Switzerland visa just yesterday. So very very tight, very near the. I almost thought that I wasn't gonna get it, but yeah, fortunately I got it yesterday. So I'm ready. So I'm gonna like pack up tonight, and then tomorrow will be my flight. So I'm still brushing up some of the last bits of some root tutorials. Like I said, I'm still not an expert, but hopefully eventually, if I keep on using it every day, then I'll get used to it, and it will become second nature. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. But I talked about this at length during my previous post of Chronicles. So what I wanted to focus right now is something that I forgot to relate last time, which is the fact that before you even go there, to attend this certain induction thing, and before you're able to use the tools that you have, you actually need to be part of this server that they're using. So when you're doing your work, when you're accessing like data and stuff, you actually access things via a terminal online on like their own server. So you don't do it on your machine, like the files are not found on your local machine. And in fact, the reason why they ask you to do that, for example, especially in the like tutorial next week, is so that everyone would be on the equal footing, so because they don't want to spend much time, because like for example, installing root on your system, it's a hassle. So like when you run it and then you do some stuff, there are a lot of like errors that you encounter. So they don't want that to happen to everyone. So like they arrive there, and then they will have like different root installations on their local machine. So in order to make everyone on equal footing, what they do is they allow you to access things via an online server. So it's this thing called LX Plus. So you access it. It's like a certain server thing. So you go there, and then all the stuff that you need, the root, Athena, and all these things, it's all accessible from there. And so the first thing that before I was able to even begin doing that, you had to go through a lot of these hoops. Like you have to make a computing account in CERN. So before you do that, you have to be endorsed by someone who is already in Atlas. So in my case, it was Deepak, and then you have to take this courses. Like there's like a course on like safety, computer safety, or online safety, how you protect like the data of CERN. So you take an online course, and then there's like 15 or 10 slides that you have to read, and then after that there's an exam. And then if you fail the exam, there's like an infinite no, not infinite, I believe there's like a certain number of retries. And then if you fail, then your account does not get activated, and then you have to apply again. Then there's also this course regarding safety in CERN, something like that. So again, you have to go through this lots of slides, and then at the end of that, there's like an exam that you have to take, and then all those things. And then after you're done with that, after you have your computing that's not yet done, you have to request for a grid certificate. And then this grid certificate has to be available in your machine. You have to install it in your browser that would browse all through the private wiki pages and private pages that are exclusive to CERN members or exclusive to Atlas members. Then you have to like sort of join this thing known as the virtual organization, VO, in Atlas. So the way they describe it is like it's also like applying a virtual visa. So it's like this virtual organization, for example, this Atlas thing, before you can even get into that virtual place from your machine, then you have to sort of apply for a visa for it. So I did that, and then again you have to wait for a few you have to wait for like 1 day or something like that for it to get approved, and then once everything is settled, then you have to try like if you can really access the server, if you can really run, for example, root via your machine while connecting to that server. So while working with these things, you do have to have a an access to the internet, and then you enter it via the terminal. But once it's working, yeah, it's really very cool, so you don't have to. I was worried because I believe like there's like some parts of my root was messed up. At least the older version, so I installed the latest one. Currently I still have the old one, but the latest one, yeah, it looks like it was running fine. That's also the thing that I've been using when I was using the tutorials. But basically, you don't have to worry about the local installation, because everything else is found in this LXPLUS server. So that's where you're gonna run the root stuff, and that's also where you're gonna run the future tutorial, and then the future like research that we're gonna do in for example in Athena. And yeah, and aside from that, there's this virtual workspace assigned to you. So there's like a personal one that you can increase all the way up to, I believe, 15 gig or something like that. And then other than that, so that's like personal, there's other than that, there's this workspace that's also assigned to your name, which is worth like 100 gigabytes. Okay, so that's like that's where you can play around with the stuff. So it's really very cool. So right now, like during the weekend, before the tutorial, I want to like run Athena and stuff. I was already able to set it up all the way up to, but I have not tried up to the point where you begin the Athena tutorial. So I can run it, but I have not yet moved forward through the Athena tutorial, because again I wanted to be to familiarize myself and be comfortable with the root that syntaxes in root, how to write macros, how to use T3s, T selector, all these things. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. And this afternoon I'll continue doing that, and then I'll pack up, and tomorrow I'm going. So I believe maybe the next Postdoc Chronicles week number 71 will probably be in Switzerland. So if I can find time to record. But anyway, this has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 70. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.